Welcome back from the ad break. We will continue with our exam prep, grade 10 business studies. Now we are on question number 3. Remember question number 3, it's business operations, still on section B. Right. 3.1 says, name 3 factors that influence the organizational structure of a business. You just have to name 3 factors. You are given the number as well. Don't forget, the minute you're given the number, and then you need to stick to the number. Give 3, don't give 4, don't give 6, because when we mark the first 3. All right, so I hope you've written down the 3 factors already. Let's start with the first factor, right? The size of the company. That is the first factor that influences the organizational structure of a business. Technology is also a factor in any order, by the way. Resources is also a factor. Strategic goals of the company is also a factor that influences the organizational structure of a business. So let's say this is what you've written in your exam. You've written 4. I'm going to mark what? The first 3. Not that this one is incorrect. However, the question stated that 3 is needed. So we are marking the first 3 points. So it's very important that you read the instructions. 3.2, identify the business function in each statement below. Right, so here's the first statement. It says they oversee the activities of the other functions so that the business can achieve its objectives. They oversee the business. Let's look at the statements and then we can come up with the answers. They are responsible for creating and maintaining a positive public image. So what you need to do, you've identified. So the characteristics, they oversee the activities of the other functions so that the business can achieve its objectives. I think this one is very easy, don't you think so? Right, so which function is that? So we've got our function, which is general management. So that's what they do. They oversee the activities of the other functions. Then 3.2.2, they are responsible for creating and maintaining a positive public image. Right, the key word is here. Public image, what do we have? We've got our public relations. It's not difficult after all. So this is what we've identified. This is identification. All right, let's move on to 3.3. I hope you can see we started by naming, we've identified. Now we are discussing more to real stuff now. Discuss the importance of quality for businesses. Right, so it's very important that you read the question so that when you answer in full sentences. Why? To ensure maximum marks. So discuss the importance. It encourages workers to continue to produce quality products. It's not one word answers. Right. Costs can be reduced through elimination of poor product. It leads to improved quality in design, increased customer satisfaction, increased competitiveness as high quality places products above those of competitors. Right, we're moving on to 3.4, which is also a higher order question or higher order thinking. It says explain. Explain. Remember we started by naming, we've identified, we discussed, now we are explaining what? The differences between fixed and working capital. So I'm sure you know the difference between the two. Remember I said you can even tabulate if you want to. What's the difference between the two? All right. So fixed capital, money to buy fixed assets, that is your fixed capital, finance long-term capital needs of the business, whereas working capital, money is used for day-to-day activity, finances the short-term capital of the business. So you can even put it in a T form if you want to. So this side could be your fixed capital and this side could be your working capital if you want to, and then you write the differences on both sides. I hope you understand. I hope you are ready for your exam. So this, and then we're going to do the last question, 3.5. Evaluate hope you can see we're going to a different level now. Evaluate the impact. Don't forget what we mean by impact. The impact of the Consumer Protection Act on businesses. What do we mean by impact? That's what you need to ask yourself. Impact refers to what? It refers to the positives and or the negatives. Right, so the question says evaluate the impact of the CPA on businesses. So I'm sure you remember the impact of the CPA. All right, so I hope you can see we did not indicate that these are positives or these are negatives. You just put them there. You say businesses may gain consumer loyalty if they comply with CPA. Businesses are less likely to have court cases against them for consumer rights violation. Businesses may be protected if they are regarded as consumers. Faulty items may be replaced or money refunded if the fault occurs within 6 months of the purchase. Penalties for non-compliance may be very high. So here you just write impacts. These are the impacts. No need for you to state that these are negatives or positives. Why? Because sometimes you might write positives, but you only remember the negatives and you'll be marked wrong for writing the negatives under the positives. So you can combine all the positives and the negatives under the word impact, and then you write your answers there and you will not be penalized for that. I hope you understand. As long as you've read the question and it said the impact. But when they say the positives, then that's where you need to be specific and only write the positives. All right, we've come to the end of the lesson. Right, I hope you understood everything. So from me, Miss Mabue, I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.